So really, G Herbo's the #1 rapper really flying it for Chicago drill in this era. But he did an interview with Adam Friedland the other day where he kind of called out DJ Akademiks, and he basically said Akademiks should donate $100,000, and Vlad as well should donate $100,000 to Chicago to make up for all of his reporting on the war in Chirac. And Akademiks was not going for it. There were a bunch of tweets that went around kind of on G Herbo after this, and Akademiks has finally taken to his live stream, which I believe was on Kick. And he basically is clapped back and he says nobody's going to guilt him into anything. He's not giving out no handouts. And he's basically saying that G Herbo has done so much harm to his own community that he needs to clean it up first.
It's like both ways. Like, if you going to say I got to donate, you match my 100,000. Because you participated in, like, I don't give a.
I'm pretty sure he gives back though.
I'm saying, but like, that's not his community. Where's Akademiks?
Yeah, where is he from?
If
he's not from Chicago.
Yeah, Herbo's from Chicago. Yeah, he's from
Akademiks.
Oh, Akademiks. No, he's from Jersey.
See what I'm saying?
Jersey.
Now if he goes back to Jersey and do what he do in Jersey, God damn,
it's so weird.
He is from Jersey.
They so weird.
See, but look, ain't that how the Chicago and Jersey beef even started? Like
oh,
maybe
man, yeah.
that has something to do with it.
Hey, listen, Chief Keef said he was going to blow New Jersey up.
Blow Jersey up.
So
that could be like a part of the whole little, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like it's, but like I'm saying, like if he does for Jersey, like how you say you do for Chicago, but you can't say come to Chicago and come, like, unless you're gonna match his whatever you telling him to do.
No, but he's saying he basically making a lot of money off of Chicago politics. So
no,
he back to Chicago.
He's saying like he helped. He's saying he helped with the cause of the violence, but like if you participated, you helped too.
Yeah, G Herbo saying he instigated the whole war in Chirac.
But if you was a participant and rapped about it, and you rap drill and you participated too.
A long time
Everybody
ago.
was a participant.
Bro, he still be like, bro, stop acting dumb, bro. Niggas be acting so dumb, bro. Like
back in the day, though.
If he hang with the trenches, you with the trenches, you moving with the trenches.
He's not in the trenches like that, though. He's not just over there hanging on the
riding around just the G Herbo and not the trenches. Like,
nah, I mean,
he shouldn't be,
but
right?
He's still intertwined. Like
if he in the mix, he in the mix.
He's still in the mix, yeah. Because I think he linked up with like Lil Jeff before.
Kanye, he's not in the trenches.
I think he was part of the deal of Lil Jeff and Q50 signing their deal.
Yeah, I think
he ain't in no trenches.
Because when they flew to LA, they were with G Herbo.
Kanye ain't got to call nobody and be like whoopty whoop.
Because
he don't want to hang out.
He talking about free
That's
Larry.
not in the trenches.
Pushing the free Larry. Man, we ain't even gonna get that deep.
Hey, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, fun fact. I think Kanye actually grew up in Herbo's hood.
But no, that's my point. He's saying he's not in the trenches still. I'm like, nah, he's in the mix. Kanye is not in the mix. Like, that's somebody that's
Kanye
like,
was never
he don't
in the
care
mix.
about no gang, nothing, who got popped, or he don't give a fuck
why
about
you
nothing.
saying free Larry Hoover then?
That was his idol or son. Free Larry Hoover.
He on that gang shit.
Nah, he on that free that get money nigga. He was getting money and shit.
I think really it was Kim Kardashian that was pushing the free Larry Hoover because she was trying to become a lawyer and trying to help people with their cases. I think she helped some women that had been involved in drug trafficking cases get their cases overturned.
Women only.
Well, that's the thing. I think then her and Ye kind of came together and was like, we're going to try and put on for Larry Hoover, and then they did the benefit concert. So I don't know exactly how that came about, but you know, he's trying to help. He's trying to do positive things. The thing is, I think G Herbo, where he comes from, is a very treacherous area. You know, he's affiliated with this crew called No Limit, and there's been a whole lot of crazy stories from that area. You know, we saw this Mellow Buck situation the other day where there was a horrible shooting, and this is all kind of interconnected. So I think the way that Akademiks feels is that like G Herbo really comes from an area that is pretty violent. You know, Herbo's got songs about bodies and shootings and all these kinds of things. And I think Akademiks feels like doing the content about it isn't as bad as, you know, allegedly being involved in it or coming out of that situation and sort of promoting it and making it look cool. So let's check out what Akademiks had to say. He really went in on G Herbo and kind of really stood on what he was saying. And for the record, Akademiks has donated to charities in Chicago in the past.
We got the fact checks on that. Trap guy.
I'll say this. First
and
and foremost, let me give a proper address. The days of any Chicago rapper, resident, or anybody who comes from Chicago, period, trying to either guilt or try to make somebody like me feel that I owe y'all nothing is over. So if you want the proper response, that worked at a time where I thought there could be a, you know, everyone wanted to increase and be better as people. Number one, I'm all for giving back. I'm all for charity. I'm all for giving back to the culture in no matter what way. It could either be lending your platform. It could be donating your money, your resources. I'm all for giving back. I'm not for virtue signaling, soapboxing, or making people feel like you're undeserving. Also, I'm not for people thinking that anyone who's created a legit business who has profited from hip hop in general doesn't deserve it. So I'll say this, and this is my official response. Any from Chicago, if you have a request for me to
You ready to catch your hat, man?
donate my time, my resources, my money, or whatever, because you feel I owe it to Chicago, to your neighborhood, to this other person, off. End of conversation. Off. Okay? I've tried to placate with y'all for like years. I used to be sitting there listening to y'all tell me this and well, you gave this guy a nickname. I get it. I've spoken in length about how I could have done the Warren Chirac better. The Warren Chirac is not the genesis of my career, is not the biggest thing that propelled my career, but it is something that is notable in my career. I'm not here to give no more apologies. No more apologies. Like, man, but what I am here to do is to speak directly to people like G Herbo. G Herbo, check this out, brother. You perpetuate this when you talk to like that and you say dumb shit like that. So you're telling me the media guy who covered the nonsense that you guys propagated, the beefs that you guys stirred up. By the way, all while this happened, you noticed that after stop investing in that Chicago scene, which rapper been popping from there? Not one. Half of the reason y'all got a career is because there was media that covered y'all. But none of y'all take that accountability. Y'all think the people who covered y'all owe it to the people, but y'all don't owe shit. Why? Because you live there? Y'all made the music who that we were reporting on. Y'all gave us the things and the content we were talking about. Y'all did all of these things. Y'all, or the people associated, y'all did all the killings. We never killed nobody. And if y'all want to go with this whole, you gaslit it, this and third, well, I gaslit your career too. So you're gonna give me credit for that stuff, but what about y'all career?
You got a point.
I agree.
You gotta give him. He got a point. And like I said, if you gonna tell him he got to do something, and you're a participant in what he was talking about, you gotta match him. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the only way. Like, but just to put it all on him, like, nah, bro. Nah. Like I said last time, the shit I don't like is like when he was talking about with a nigga get a retweet with like 2 retweets and shit. Like, bro, nobody's seen that academic. Like, you reported on some shit that you see. Nigga. Like, nobody followed that said he caught that hat. Like, come on, bro. Like,
I feel like it's an interesting one, right? Because I feel like a lot of people always give academic stick for the war in Chirac, and I feel like the reason they give him so much hate for that isn't just because he was talking about what was going on in Chicago. The reason people thought it was bad was because it was disrespectful, because he was giving people nicknames. You know, he was calling Lil Reese the Grim Reaper, and I think it was Mubu Crump was like the scorekeeper, and all these. He had some crazy different nicknames, right? But at the same time,
that would make the opposing side pretty mad. You calling this guy the Grim, like he's the boogie. Imagine you a top and you be doing crazy shit, and you talking about this nigga, the Grim Reaper, and you probably done got more hats to him, and you over there like he the what, nigga? They don't know what we do. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to look at it both ways. Like,
so, and that's the thing. I do actually appreciate that, but I think why people maybe don't really get where academics is coming from is I feel like those things were going on already, like the murders that he was reporting on, you know, the situations, whether it's the Lil Jojo incident. These are really famous cases that, you know, Chief Keef was rapping about, and Tuka, and, you know, all of these different people that, you know, O.D. Perry, O-Block, named after this guy that lost his life. I think that just a lot of people maybe make it a little bit unfair on academics, where it's like, Chief Keef really blew up. Like, academics said in another video that I saw, he's like, if we're going to do that, is Chief Keef going to give money to Tuka's family?
No, I'm not going to lie. Before I even knew about academics, I found out about Chief Keef. And then I found about the niggas I was dissing them. That's how I got into the whole beef in general. I listened to Chief Keef, and then I listened to the other side, and I'm like, oh, these niggas dissing them. And then I start getting entwined in the mix before I even heard about academics. Once I start hearing about academics, it's like, all right, you know, you start looking deep into this. You get so much in the rabbit hole, then you see the page that's like, oh, hold on, wait, this talking about the niggas who shot each other.
Yeah,
that's how I found about academics. Like,
But that creates fans out of people. I think the thing that people don't give Akademiks credit for is he helped promote that Chicago scene, and that's what he said a minute ago. Is like, you know, there's guys like Lil Reese and Chief Keef. Look, they would have had motion on their own, but Akademiks definitely added fuel to the fire and made these guys more famous. You know, Chief Keef. I think Lil Reese, you know, he had one of his later mixtapes was called The Grim Reaper, or it was something like that. So he kind of took some of that stuff and ran with it and used it for himself.
Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna call myself. That got a ring to it.
What if he was really out here like the Grim Reaper without him even listening to what Akademiks is saying?
That's the thing, and that stuff was already going on before. Ak definitely shone a spotlight on it, and I would say that I'm somebody that, in a smaller way, in the new era, that I'm kind of doing the same thing. Right. I think a lot of the reason why people don't respect the way that Akademiks handled it is because back then he kind of made a lot more little jokes and things like that.
No, his delivery was like instigating a lot. Yeah. When I tuned into it, like when you cover, it's more like a journalism format. But I didn't discover DJ Akademiks. I mean, well, his Warren Chirac concept until like probably like 7 months ago.
Really? You hadn't ever seen it?
Never. I heard about Chief Keef and JoJo's beef back in like 2012.
Yeah.
So like I knew about the street beef through the rap. Like, so it wasn't like DJ Akademiks wasn't the one that like put me on to Chicago drill music. Like, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. And you know, we grew up like, well, we were like definitely not influenced, but I guess in some shape or form, like we were influenced in Northern California because now we have like a new, like, what is it considered, like California drill?
Yeah. Like every city's got drill now, you know, that's spread around the entire world. And, you know, it arguably for better or for worse, it's put a lot of people on, it's given a lot of people careers, but it's probably also, you know, made the violence look a little bit more glamorous. But I think it's a bit unfair to just blame Akademiks for that, you know? And something I just want to add is, like, when Akademiks used to do the Warren Chirac and make a lot of jokes about these situations.
So yeah, you wonder what the whoop just got popped. I wonder if they gonna go back.
I did hear
It's
that.
been a couple days. Nobody got shot yet, so I guess they won the war. Like doing little like that. Like, come on, bro. Like,
no, he was instigating. He was trolling though. I don't feel like. Yeah, he was instigating, but it was like a troll instigant.
But I feel like at that time, this was the new, people had just discovered Chicago drill. I think Akademiks, as he says himself in his defense, he was covering these things satirically. I don't think back then he could even comprehend how serious the situation was. Like now in this new era, we've seen this play out. We've seen people like King Von lose their lives, FBG Duck. We see how serious and how sad these situations get as the years go on. Back then when it was first going on, I don't think Akademiks could have even fully understood how crazy it was. And that's why when I'm covering stuff now, I'm lucky enough that I've had years of understanding to be like, okay, I got to take these situations seriously and talk about things with a lot more reverence because I understand now. And I'm only doing that because I'm standing on the shoulders of somebody like Akademiks who maybe made some of those mistakes. So I feel like he does deserve a pass for that. But at the same time, you know, you go back and watch some of that Warren Chirac, and he was wilding for sure.